What's up, guys? I'm Dan Bailey. It is 5 a.m. and I'm going to take you through a walk in the day of my life. So I've got a client coming over at about 7:15 that I'm going to train out in the barn. So I'm going to get some breakfast rolling right now. All right, breakfast is done. Got a little coffee in me. I got Jason coming over at 7:15. So I'm gonna head out and get the barn prepped for that. So turn some heat on, get the workout on the board, clean things up a bit, and get it prepped for him coming over. All right, we're out here in the shred shed. That's kind of the nickname for the barn. I have a client who's gonna come over, usually comes over around 7 to 7:15, and train him. So I've been working on this thing for about 4 years now, and I finally got it to the point where I feel like I can bring clients in. It's a lot more comfortable in here to work out, but this is typically how I start my day with training a client in here. It's not super warm, it's about 30 degrees outside, so if you're coming over to train in the shred shed, you gotta be a little bit tougher, you gotta be able to deal with some of the elements. It's just part of the deal when you're in here. So I'm pumped up to get him in here. I'm gonna clean up a little bit, sweep around, and make sure stuff's good to go. All right, just wrapped up the session. I had a good one with Jason. It's always good to start the day helping somebody out, getting them a little bit fitter. But now it's time for me to work out. So we're gonna focus on some deadlifts, and then I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for some conditioning, but we'll figure that out just kind of as I go along, kind of figure out something that feels good, something that I wanna do, and we'll write it up on the board here in a minute. In the next year, I've got some strength goals that I want to hit. That's kind of on my top priority right now. 400-pound bench press, 500-pound back squat, and a 600-pound deadlift. So a lot of my focus is kind of revolving around strength training. I'm still doing conditioning. I've just cut it back a little bit from what I used to do, trying to prep for the games and things like that, or prep for the game season. I'm sure that'll change a little bit as the open goes around, just because I'll want to do a little bit better in the open and be ready for that way. But right now, strength is kind of my big goal. And today we're doing one of my favorites. We're pulling heavy off the floor. So 4 sets, and then right now what I'm focusing on is called what I call cluster sets. So I'm gonna do a set of 2, I'll rest 20 seconds, 2, rest 20 seconds, 1, rest 20 seconds, 1. And so what I've been doing is slowly building up the percentage at this volume of 6 reps per set with those little breaks in there. And today we're gonna try it at 85% of my 1 rep max. And so what this is actually doing is giving me an overall total volume higher than if I just attempted like a 4x6. I wouldn't be able to lift probably 85% for 4x6, or would have a lot of trouble trying to do that. Form would break down, technique would break down, maybe a higher risk of injury because the percentage is a little bit higher. But putting these little breaks in here is gonna allow me to get an overall total volume of pounds moved. It's gonna be higher than what I've done in the past and what I've done in the past couple weeks. So that's kind of the goal of this session. So playing around with these like cluster sets. It's not something I've done a lot of, but I really, really like it a lot. So I'm a big fan of the Phorm product that we've got here. Usually like to wake up and drink coffee in the morning, and so that usually gets me caffeinated, right? That's kind of the main thing that I want. If I'm gonna have caffeine, I'd prefer to have it in coffee. And so Phorm doesn't have any caffeine, but it does have creatine, has beta-alanine, it's got all the other pre-workout stuff that I want in it, and I don't have to be super over-caffeinated. 2 cups of coffee plus like Project 1 straight to the face is probably not the best way to wake up in the morning, or maybe it is. It might be the best way. We don't know. I don't think anyone's ever tried that. Maybe Ty has. Ty's always dry scooping like that Project 1 in his car before he goes and lifts. I'm like, dang, Ty. It just cracks me up watching that. He also lifts more than me, so there's that too. So this is a special belt. This is one of the gifts I got for making it to the games. This thick leather belt, 2014, put in there. And then your name across there. It's pretty cool. All right, so got all my sets. Super happy about that. Last set was definitely tough. So the next time I bump the percentage, I'm probably gonna drop the total reps down a little bit. But for the workout, something I've been thinking about while I've just been lifting is I've already got weight on the bar. I'm pulling off the floor today, so I'm gonna just kind of keep in that same vein. So I'm gonna pull off the floor with a full snatch, throw the squat in there as well, a little more technical movement, and add in ring muscle ups. So what I've got floating around my head right now is 7 minute AMRAP of 7 full snatch at 155, 7 ring muscle ups. That was good. It was pretty much exactly what I thought it was. The ring muscle ups had some good interference on the snatches in terms of being able to keep the bar overhead, but the reps weren't high enough that like couldn't just drop the bar and kind of keep moving. Got about the amount of rounds that I wanted in reps. Didn't go crazy, was trying to maintain good technique. In CrossFit, we have what's called like a speed wobble. So you want to go as fast as you can go, where you're keeping the intensity really high. And you might suffer a little bit technique here or there for that intensity, but at the end of the day, you don't want to fly off the skateboard or the bike off the speed wobble. You want to go so crazy that you just come off the rails and your technique's terrible and you're just throwing the bar over your head and doing crummy reps. So I feel like I rode that line just right today. Normally I would do some accessories, but kind of right at 90 minutes, and 90 minutes is what I give myself anymore in the gym. I've got 90 minutes to warm up, get whatever working out I want in, and then I'm out the door to carry on with kind of the rest of my day. So this was perfect. Got in a bunch of heavy deads, so got to improve my strength, work on my strength, and then a great little conditioning session, just 7 minutes long. It got me good in all the right ways, so fired up about it. So after every training session, I'm gonna get in carbs and protein. So I'm always gonna take a protein shake, some carbs in there. Sometimes I'll add in another 5 grams of creatine. Really, I'm looking for 30 to 40 grams of protein and 40 to 60 grams of simple carbs after I work out, just to help the body recover. This is like one of those things that do it every day for 6 months. You will notice a difference. You will put on muscle. You will feel better throughout your workouts and throughout your day. And you'll get more out of your workout at the end of the day if you're recovering properly. Yeah, so usually after I'm done working out, I'll come in, check on the wood stove, because usually after I've gone outside, it's kind of burnt down a little bit. So reload that, and then I have to leave here by like 11 a.m. to get down to the gym and prep for class. So I like to have about 30 to 45 minutes to kind of prep, get everything written down on the whiteboard, kind of review the lesson plan, my cadence, kind of how I want to go through the class, refresh on the goals for the class and some of that stuff, just so I'm ready to go when everybody kind of walks in. So right now, I'm going to do some of that and also program some workouts online for tomorrow. So I have an online program that I utilize for social media following and all those things, and anybody who wants to kind of jump on the programming that we do, they can join there. And then in this space, I'll kind of start outlining all the workouts for tomorrow for those programs. So strength training, bodybuilding, CrossFit, low equipment options, all those kind of things. So I like to have like an hour and 15 minutes to jump on here and do some of that. cold, very cold out there. Just got back from Rogue, so coached 3 classes today. Was there from about noon till now, actually about 11:30 till now. Coached a couple classes, got a couple things figured out. I'm just kind of starting back there with coaching some classes, so there's some just like house clearing issues to kind of take care of. And that was kind of what I did for the most of the day. Had a couple people kind of come in and ask some, just random workout questions, so that was good. But just getting the ball rolling again, really, on starting back there. Routine now would be come home and eat dinner, naturally. I still got a couple small things to do for the other website programs. I got a little video that I have to edit and then upload on YouTube, paste into the workouts, and then after that, that'll be it for the evening. So I'm gonna weigh and measure super frequently. I'll do it just to make sure that I'm kind of on track with where I know I need to be. So normally I'll just kind of fill the plate with what about looks right to me, meat, vegetables, and then usually like avocado or something to help with fat, but I'll just grab some peanut butter or something like that. So a protein source, a carb source, and a fat source. And then eat all the good stuff till I'm basically content or a little full, and then cut it off there. Sometimes I'll have whatever, a little bit of a dessert or maybe an extra bowl of cereal if I'm really hungry, just from being up for so long and being so active. But paying attention to what my weight gain or weight loss is while I'm doing that just tells me if I need to eat a little bit more, or just keep things right where they're at. And then the intensity that I can hit workouts in, like if I feel like I'm dragging for different workouts or in a strength session where I know I should lift well and I don't, I'll take a look and maybe weigh and measure the next couple days after that and be like, oh yeah, well, you thought you were eating 300 grams of carbs in a day and you're only eating 190 or something like that. So weighing and measuring has its place definitely, even for me, even though it's something I've been doing, tracking nutrition for a long time. I just don't necessarily do it every day. If you're just starting out, definitely do it every single day. Time to eat. I actually didn't prepare any of this except for the white rice. My lovely wife did earlier in the week. She cooks way better than I do. Like, I can cook a couple things pretty good, but like, I usually don't put good seasoning on anything. Everything I eat is super bland. So like, I started cooking when we first got married, and it took her like a week or two to actually bring it to my attention that just like, hey, like everything's kind of very normal. And then I'm like, well, why don't you just start cooking some stuff? And she cooks chicken and salmon and everything 1,000 times better than I do. So I'm very thankful for that. All right, so the last thing of the day is I recorded a video earlier in the barn for the Always Train GPP track. And so I recorded a video that kind of walks them through the workout. And so now I'm going to edit that video just in my phone, load it up to the YouTube channel, and then take that link and paste it in all the places where that program is posted. So that's kind of how I finish the night. It's either with that, if I don't get this video done early in the day, and just try to proofread everything to see what kind of mistakes I've made, or if I've made any typos or anything like that, and correct those things. A lot of times people will shoot over questions in the comment section or throw out some emails, and just run through that kind of at the end of the day too. All right, guys, thank you for walking through day in the life of Dan Bailey. First Phorm's going to be having more of these up there, so make sure you check out the YouTube channel, subscribe so that you can know when those are coming. We're done, and you guys need to go.